everybody, I am Tiffany and today I am doing a sort of book review. I guess it's technically a play. It's in script format still, but it came published as a book. It doesn't matter. If you don't get what it is by what I'm wearing and what I have drawn on my forehead voluntarily, then you are completely in the dark and need to catch up really fast because, dude, what the heck? Come on, you can guess from this. Though I really should get spectacles, huh? That would make it a lot more obvious. The book/play I'm reviewing today is the newest Harry Potter book, the 8th book, basically, called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. This came out a while ago, and I've had this on my shelf for a while. It was in one of my book hauls. It's been a while. But I finally got to it. For those of you who don't know who Harry Potter is, oh my god, where have you been for like the past decade? Oh my god. Is that how long it's been? This is a play that I believe was done in England, and I think they were trying to bring it to Broadway. But I do know that I want to go see this play in person after reading this. I have been reading a lot of plays recently because of my class in college. We just have to read a bunch of plays. I was really happy that I kind of got to keep that up because reading plays is good for acting. Funness, I get to read another play. It takes place 19 years later after the original Harry Potter series. So you kind of figure out what happened to all of your characters that you really loved. This got a 3.77 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, which I do believe it is accurate. I gave it about 3 stars. It'd be more 3.5, but you know, their rating system, it doesn't actually let you do halves. I was in the middle. I was 3.5. Now don't get me wrong, I actually really did enjoy this book. There were just parts in it here and there that were kind of frustrating, but I think overall that people would really like it. It's a darker story, I think. It's kind of reminiscent, if you've read the Harry Potter series, you know how the 5th book is a bit darker than the rest of the series. The 5th book, if you've read the series, is kind of the most depressing in a way. There's not a lot of happiness. And in this, it was kind of the same feel for me, personally, that it was more on the depressing side. Not that it didn't have its moments of happiness and it made me laugh here and there, but it is a bit of a darker story. It was an interesting story. I definitely say give this a shot. One thing I will say is that this made me really want to see it in person. The setting and the lighting and the special effects and everything that are supposed to go on the stage, I was like, how the heck are they going to do that? It blew my mind to think they are doing this on stage somehow. So I really want to see how in the world it's going to look. One thing I will say about plays sometimes is that a lot of the times it's a lot more impactful seeing it in person and seeing someone actually perform it and deliver the lines than just reading it on paper. Now it's still really impactful, but I can totally get how people feel a little bit detached to it because for some reason, I don't know if it's just for me, but with script format, it goes a whole lot faster for me. Like, I can go through it like that. It did still take me a little bit of a while to get through because there were parts that I just got a little bit fed up with. Once I would get back into it, I could go through it pretty quickly and get a good amount of it done in a day. I would definitely recommend it. I know it has a lower rating than some books on Goodreads, but give it a shot. It's hit or miss. I think some people really like it, and then some people don't like it. I personally really enjoyed the twists and turns within the story. I don't know if everybody will. And it is different. It's not just written by J.K. Rowling. That's going to be it for the non-spoilery section. If you haven't read this, go read it and then come back and tell me what you think in the comments below. You can tell me, Tiffany, I don't get why you like this. You're crazy. Or you can be like, Tiffany, you're so awesome. Let me know. I just love hearing from you guys. There's no spoilers. No spoilers in the comments section. That's not fair to other people who might read the comments. And I read all the comments. So that's mean to me too if I haven't read the book yet. Goodbye, Expelliarmus! We're gonna hope the non-spoilery people are gone now. One thing that I really liked is definitely how it started, because it automatically starts with the ending scene in the 7th book, where he's dropping off his child, Albus Severus, to the train station. And he's like, what if I'm in Slytherin? And then Harry, oh, I dropped my wand! And then Harry Potter is like, it's going to be okay. I knew awesome people who were in Slytherin. So don't you worry at all. You'll have a grand old time in Hogwarts, I promise you, whether you are in Slytherin or in Gryffindor. I mean, Harry didn't stay true to that because, let's face it, he was actually really bugged that his son was in Slytherin instead of Gryffindor. Harry was a little bit annoying in this book. There were moments I was just like, Harry, you are frustrating me. to the max. I see where your son gets it from. But it was fun to see the dynamics between our favorite characters. Ron and Hermione, perfection. Still perfection. They are amazing to read about, and them older just makes it even funnier and awesome. I was just so happy because they were my favorite parts. Just them two interacting. They were just so entertaining. Harry Potter and Ginny were fun, but they were a lot more serious, so sometimes it brought me down. No! Be a perfect couple! Por favor! My favorite new character in this was definitely Scorpius, Draco's son. Even when I read Harry Potter, I didn't like Draco, but I felt sympathy for Draco. And I feel like this book really gave him a chance to redeem himself in a way and help Harry Potter and them become sort of his friends. And I especially loved his son Scorpius. Scorpius was amazing. He was funny, he was charming, he liked Rose Lily Potter, and he was a nerd. And I have a lot of sympathy towards nerds in books because, well, I'm the one who drew a scar on my face. Delphi I wasn't sure of. We all know what happens with Delphi, assuming that you've actually read the book here. But Delphi, I really didn't know how to feel about her. I didn't necessarily see it coming, her twist, but I did think something was up. So basically the whole story of this, it definitely talks more about time turners. And time turners were a thing in the third Harry Potter book, and I loved that book because I love time travel. So messing with that a little bit, that was pretty cool. And learning more about the history of time turners and knowing there's different ones and everything, that was really, really unique too. I was like, yes, yes, I'm on board. I wasn't on board for the stupidity that was going to come along with it. Albus was one of the most annoying characters ever. I just wanted to go stupefy and get out of the way because you're messing everything up. Just don't touch anything. Don't mess with time because it's going to get all messed up. What do you expect? You're just being annoying and ungrateful, saying, I wish he wasn't my dad. I didn't choose him to be my dad. He's trying to be a good dad. I will give him that he said, I wish you were my son sometimes, and that was really bad. That was really bad of Harry Potter. Harry Potter, that's a no-no. Still, you were being awful and miserable instead of taking the time that you had and just trying to be happy and make the best out of it. You have Scorpius with you, who's an awesome friend. Just be happy. You were miserable. You were like young Voldemort before Dumbledore found him, okay? It was ridiculous. Stop arguing with your dad, stop traveling through time, and stop listening to Delphi, who was way older than you. You had no chance with her whatsoever. He ends up overhearing about Amos Diggory. He wants to go back in time and save his son. Of course, Albus thinks that he should go back and save Cedric Diggory because his father won't. And I got so mad when we came back after the first time, because the first time he humiliated Cedric, but the fact that Albus caused Ron and Hermione not to be together, I was pissed off. You know how long that took in the books, in the previous ones, to even for them to acknowledge it? It took 4 books for them to even remotely acknowledge, and then it took them till 7 for them to even kiss. The fact that you just broke up everything that this Harry Potter fandom was trying to get together, do not break up Ron and Hermione whatsoever. No, 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 no. But my thing is, I'm thinking you're gonna learn and you're gonna go back in time and you're gonna fix it and it's all gonna be good. No, what does he do? He's like, no, we have to humiliate Cedric in the other challenge, and then Cedric will be saved, and everything will be back to normal. Because, yeah, the solution to messing up something in time is to mess it up even more. That makes total sense, Albus. And Scorpius, I loved Scorpius, and I get that he was going along with everything, but I was like, Scorpius, oh my gosh, think. And then what does Albus do? He causes himself not to exist. I was still pissed at the kid even when he was not even there. I was like, this is your fault, Albus. You put Scorpius in this horrible, horrible fantasy world that is awful. Let's face it, I'm pretty sure every Harry Potter fan out there has thought, what would have happened if Voldemort had won that battle at Hogwarts? I know I did. And you finally actually get to see that. And it's scary. It's really, really scary. And I thought Scorpius wasn't going to get out of it. What do we do? Because Albus isn't here. I don't know where we are. And it's in a Voldemort world. It is terrifying. And Dolores Umbridge came back. She pissed me off in the books. We are not dealing with her. She is not headmaster. Fix this right now. Albus, I don't care if you don't exist. Fix it. The only good thing that we did get out of that is that Snape was alive. Snape was one of those characters that you hated, and then at the very last moment when he's dead and you're supposed to be kind of happy about it, you find this whole backstory and you're just like, way to crush me, man. I was so upset because he can't die now. He's not allowed to die. I was okay with him dying like 5 minutes ago because he was an awful person, but now he's not an awful person. This is not okay. To see him back, I was like, it's Snape! This is real, right? This is so real. Oh my gosh. Please, please. I cannot believe it's Snape. That whole scene, so Snapey, and oh, it was so awesome. I was so happy. Can we save him? Let's go back in time and save him. I'm pretty sure we could do that. Just kill the snake earlier. See, that'd be a good reason to do the time traveler thing. No offense to Cedric Diggory, but that's just too far back. The fact of having him there, it just added this whole emotional depth to the scene. You have Scorpius trying to tell them that there's another world where Harry Potter did win. But then you have this very surreal, very heartfelt moment where he tells Snape that he didn't make it. Voldemort was the one that killed him. It really hit home. You know that if Snape helps with this, he's not going to be there. And that's so sad. But he has to help if the world's going to be a better place. It was really sad. It was like a nice final goodbye in a way. And I think that was one thing that I really loved that J.K. Rowling and these people gave. It was a way to say goodbye to Snape that you really didn't get to have in the 7th book. I dropped my wand again. I thought that was just really nice, that you kind of have another moment with him after such a revelation in the book. So thank you, J.K. Rowling, for that, and John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. Scorpius fixes time. Thank the Lord. But then Delphi comes into the picture. It clicked for me in the very last minute when they're talking about, you know, the whole twist with Voldemort's child. In the back of my mind, I'm like, well, somebody has to be. They wouldn't just start this rumor unless there actually was a child of Voldemort. It happened to be Delphi, out of all people. It was really obvious, but I don't know why. It didn't click with me until that very last moment. That makes more sense now. That makes a lot of sense. Just the whole time turner aspect was just so awesome. You get to go back first to the maze. You just have these really surreal moments, which is like so heart-wrenching a little bit, because you have the moment where Delphi brings them back to the maze, and you have Albus and Scorpius who are saved by Cedric Diggory. You have this moment where they can tell him that if he goes on, he is going to die. But they can't if they want everything to stay the same. And that's so hard and heart-wrenching to watch. I think the Snape one was probably the worst one for me, but the ending one too with Harry Potter, that really got me too. Basically, Delphi goes back even more in time with them and goes back to the time right before Voldemort is supposed to kill Harry's parents and then try to kill Harry and then fails. And her whole mission is to stop Voldemort from trying to kill Harry Potter, because if he didn't kill Harry Potter, then his power would just continue to rise. Albus and Scorpius are dragged back with her, basically, and they're able to get a message to Harry, which is really weird, by the way. I don't know how they got that on the blanket, but you know what? No judging. So they eventually get Harry, Ron, Hermione, Draco, everybody is there to help stop Delphi from doing this to Voldemort. And Harry has to transfigure into Voldemort, and it's kind of creepy. But they end up defeating Delphi, which was awesome. And I found it really interesting that it was Bellatrix who was her mom. When did she have this child? Because it was apparently before the Battle of Hogwarts. I'm like trying to think when she had this child. I mean, she looked great for just having a child. I'm just saying. But I thought that was a really cool twist. But then you have the final ending moment. Harry and Ron, Hermione, all of them, they see Voldemort come to the house. And it's the moment where Voldemort kills Harry's parents. Imagining that you're this grown-up self and you have this chance, if you really want, to go and tell your parents that if they don't get away, they're going to die. He can't do that because if he does, then that changes everything, and he has to literally stand there and watch them die. And that was so sad, but it was a beautiful moment too. I know it's weird and dark and morbid, but it was still a beautiful moment. Realizing that you can't really mess with time, and the past is the past and there's no way to change it, and that's what shapes who you are. You know, you try and change the past, Something's gonna get screwed up along the way. It allowed fans, especially, to go into these moments that they hadn't really gotten to go into, with talking to Snape when he's the good guy and you know he's the good guy, and seeing Cedric right before he dies, and giving this feeling as an audience member to just want to scream out and say, Cedric, stop. And same with like the parents wanting to run and save James and Lily Potter, but you can't do that. And I know that not everybody likes this, and I think maybe a big reason was Albus, because Albus, the main character, was annoying. For the most part, all the twists to me and everything were really wonderful and spectacular and amazing. And I really, really commend them for going to a darker route. Harry Potter, yes, as the stories go on, they do get darker. The 5th is the most depressing, 6th is a little bit better until near the end, and 7th is dark. It has its moments, but it also has its little moments of joy in it. And this does have it too. It's a mixture between the 5th and 7th book. It just goes through a lot of deeper stuff, where I feel like with the 7th book, you have these moments of everybody rallying, and just the spirit of like uniting against a common enemy. This, you don't really have it. It's one of those where you want to do something but you can't. And I think it is a wonderful addition, and I think it'd be really, really, really cool to see on stage, because they have a lot of special effects. It would be really cool to see them actually perform on stage. So that's really all I have to say about this book. Thank you for joining me today and listening to me rant about all of this. I really enjoy doing these, so thank you. I'm sorry, I know sometimes I can be a little bit inconsistent, just some months are busier than others. And thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any other book or movie recommendations, leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this book as well, because I love hearing your comments and your suggestions and all of that wonderful crazy stuff. If you want to see any other type of video, like a Q&A, a book tag, movie tag, whatever, just let me know and I'll definitely do it for you. So just thank you so much. I really, really appreciate everything. Have a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day, night, afternoon, whatever time of the day you're watching this, and don't forget to be awesome. Goodbye!